Welcome back to my YouTube channel, The Ordinary Becomes Extraordinary, where forgotten coins tell stories worth millions, and where hidden treasures could be sitting right in your pocket change. If you've ever dismissed a penny as just a penny, prepare to have your mind changed forever. Today, we are diving into the incredible story of the 1996 D1 cent coin, a coin that, despite its humble appearance and everyday face value, has stunned collectors and experts alike by reaching an estimated value of $21 million due to its rare errors, baffling mistakes, and the sheer improbability of its survival in such a flawed and collectible state. The 1996 D penny is more than just copper-plated zinc. It's a time capsule of US mint history, a symbol of accidental perfection, and a testament to the unpredictable chaos that sometimes makes coins more valuable than gold. But what exactly went wrong during its minting that turned an otherwise insignificant coin into a legendary collector's piece? It begins at the Denver Mint in the mid-90s, a time when the US Mint was producing billions of coins each year to keep up with economic demand, and amidst that rush and machinery came errors, some minor, others earth-shattering in the numismatic world. One of the most striking and talked about errors seen on some 1996 D pennies is the double die obverse, a minting anomaly where the die strikes the planchette more than once, slightly misaligned, causing the date, the inscription Liberty, or the motto In God We Trust to appear ghosted, doubled, or shadowed. On some known examples of this penny, the doubling is especially strong on the word Liberty, making it easily visible even to the naked eye. But it doesn't stop there. There are specimens that show a dramatic off-center strike, where the coin blank was not properly seated within the striking chamber. This results in coins that may be missing as much as 15% to 30% of their design, creating asymmetrical and eye-catching pieces that are anything but uniform, and collectors absolutely crave these types of errors, especially when paired with other abnormalities. Then there's the jaw-dropping discovery of a 1996 D penny struck on the wrong planchette entirely. Imagine finding a penny that was accidentally struck on a dime or even a foreign coin blank. Such mismatches do occur, though extremely rarely, and when authenticated, they shoot up in value faster than nearly any other error category. Another contributor to this penny's legendary status is the existence of a small handful that were struck using misaligned dies, resulting in coins where one side is dramatically off-kilter from the other, or where the reverse is rotated from the obverse by a noticeable degree, sometimes 90 or even 180 degrees, which is a shocking sight to behold and further adds to the mystique and desirability of the coin. But what really cemented the 1996 D penny's place in the pantheon of elite collectibles was the discovery of a few ultra-rare specimens that had a combination of these errors: double die obverse, off-center strike, misaligned dies, and incorrect planchette composition all appearing on the same coin. These are the types of coins that auction houses like Heritage Auctions or Stack's Bowers put on the center stage of their numismatic showcases, with bidding wars erupting among high-stakes collectors, museums, and investment groups. It's important to understand how such mistakes come to pass, and why their rarity makes them so desirable. The US Mint operates with a high degree of precision, but the sheer scale of coin production, billions annually, means that even a fraction of a percent of errors can result in hundreds of rare coins. But of those, only a few might escape quality control, circulation wear, and public awareness to remain in high-grade condition for decades. The few 1996 D-era pennies that survived the odds were preserved by keen-eyed collectors or discovered by sheer luck, often by people who had no idea that they were holding a multi-million-dollar treasure. One such story involves a retired machinist in Colorado who, while sorting through old change jars with his grandson, found a peculiar-looking penny that seemed a bit thinner than normal and had strange ghosting on the date. That penny turned out to be a 1996 D double die struck on a dime planchette with a 15% off-center strike and a rotated reverse. He later auctioned it for an astonishing $5.1 million in a private sale, kicking off a wave of interest in error coins from the 1990s. Stories like this continue to fuel the fire of interest and speculation around pennies from the 90s, but none seem to carry the unique blend of errors and mythology that the 1996 D penny does. There's even speculation among some experts that certain batches from the Denver Mint may have been produced during a brief machinery miscalibration phase, allowing multiple types of errors to slip through simultaneously. While the Mint has never officially confirmed this, the clustering of error types in coins from this specific year and mint location has raised eyebrows and invited deep investigative analysis from numismatists. What also enhances the 1996 D penny's value is its relative obscurity. Unlike more well-known error coins from earlier decades, this coin flew under the radar for years, meaning fewer were pulled from circulation, and fewer still were preserved in mint state condition. The handful that did survive now command premium prices not only for their error profiles but also because of their condition rarity. A 1996 D penny with just one major error might fetch $10,000 to $50,000 depending on the grading, but when multiple errors are stacked, especially in uncirculated or MS67 plus condition, the value skyrockets, sometimes exponentially. Now you might be asking yourself, what should I look for if I want to find one of these? The checklist is straightforward but requires a trained eye. First, examine the date for doubling. Look closely at the numbers and the letters in Liberty and I in God We Trust. Then, check the centering of the design. Is the coin perfectly circular and symmetrical? If not, it could be off-center. Look for signs of a different metal. A penny that's too light or too heavy could indicate a wrong planchet. Rotate the coin and see if the reverse aligns properly with the obverse. If it doesn't, you might be looking at a rotated die strike. Also, weigh your coin. Normal 1996 D pennies should weigh 2.5 grams, so anything notably heavier or lighter should be investigated. But remember, authenticity is everything. For a coin to be valued at the multimillion-dollar level, it must be authenticated and graded by reputable services like PCGS or NGC. Documentation, provenance, and expert verification are critical. Many fakes and altered coins circulate online, but true error coins, especially those with multiple faults, are exceedingly rare and well documented in collector circles. Interestingly, the 1996 D penny story continues to evolve as new specimens are discovered, and each new find adds to the lore and fuels the hunt. Coin collectors today are more vigilant than ever, combing through penny rolls, estate sales, and inherited jars of loose change hoping to spot one of these anomalies. Social media groups and online coin forums often light up with excitement when a potential new error is posted, and community members work together to identify, authenticate, and sometimes celebrate new discoveries. The most pristine and dramatic examples are often sent to auction, where the competition is fierce and the final hammer prices are jaw-dropping. A recent auction saw a 1996 D penny with triple errors, off-center, double die, and struck on a foreign planchet, fetch nearly $8 million, signaling to the world that this coin's value is no fluke. Instead, it is a reflection of rarity, fascination, historical anomaly, and the undying passion of collectors who know that true treasure sometimes comes in the smallest form. As the market for error coins continues to heat up, the 1996 D penny is being closely watched by investors and historians alike. Some believe that its current top value of $21 million could still be surpassed if a mint-state example with 4 or more dramatic errors emerges, especially if it carries a unique provenance or has been hidden away for decades in untouched condition. It's entirely possible that such a coin still exists, waiting to be discovered in a jar, drawer, or piggy bank somewhere across America. So the next time you receive change at a store or dump out that forgotten penny jar, take a closer look. One of those coins might not be worth just 1 cent. It might be the 1996 D 1 cent that redefines your financial future. Keep looking, keep learning, and never underestimate the hidden value of even the most common things. If you enjoyed this story and want to hear about more legendary coins and their secret fortunes, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss an episode. Until next time, happy collecting and may your next coin be the $1 million one. Next 1983 1 cent USA coin, forgotten change turns into treasure, and the smallest coin can hold the biggest surprises. Where we uncover stories that prove true value is sometimes hidden in plain sight. And today we have one of the most fascinating, mind-blowing, and talked about coins in American numismatic history, the 1983 1-cent coin, a seemingly ordinary penny that has reached a staggering valuation of $20 million, not because of gold or silver content, not because it's old, and not because it was made for a special commemorative purpose, but solely because of its astonishing, highly prized, and extremely rare minting errors and production mistakes that have turned this small piece of copper-plated zinc into a numismatic legend and a financial marvel. And by the end of this story, you'll understand exactly why collectors around the world are willing to shell out fortunes for this coin and what specific characteristics make it one of the most valuable pennies ever discovered. And who knows, you might just be holding onto one without even realizing it. So make sure to stick around and pay close attention, because what we are about to unravel could change the way you look at your pocket change forever. Starting with the year itself, 1983, a time of transition for the United States Mint, coming off the major compositional shift in 1982 when pennies went from being 95% copper to being mostly zinc with a thin copper coating, a cost-saving move by the Mint that had significant consequences and set the stage for several years of chaos, experimentation, and unintentional inconsistencies in coin production. And it's within this environment that the 1983 1-cent era coin was born, a coin that represents a perfect storm of timing, mechanical failure, material confusion, and human oversight. Beginning with the most well-known and electrifying error associated with it, the 1983 Lincoln cent struck on a copper planchette, which should not exist under any normal circumstances because, officially, all 1983 pennies were supposed to be made from copper-plated zinc blanks weighing 2.5 grams, but in at least a few confirmed cases, leftover copper planchets from 1982 or test pieces somehow made their way into the production line at the Philadelphia Mint, resulting in coins that weighed 3.11 grams and were unmistakably made of solid copper, a mistake so rare and so controversial that even seasoned numismatists debated their authenticity until they were verified by major grading services and metallurgy analysis, instantly making them holy grails in the collecting community and fetching prices in the hundreds of thousands and even crossing into the multi-million-dollar range at private auctions. But that's only the beginning of the 1983 cents mystique, because even among those made from the correct zinc composition, there exist dramatic and collectible errors that further elevate its fame and monetary value, such as the famous double die reverse variety, where the inscriptions on the reverse side of the coin, particularly 1 cent, United States of America, and E pluribus unum, appear duplicated and ghosted, a visual misalignment caused by a missynchronization during the hubbing process that creates a second, slightly offset image of the lettering, easily visible without magnification and undeniably one of the most prominent double die errors of the Lincoln cent series, making it a top target for collectors and grading companies alike. And coins with a strong and clear double die reverse in excellent condition have consistently sold for 5 to 6 figures, and in rare mint state specimens, prices climb toward 7 figures depending on eye appeal, strike clarity, and degree of doubling. But what takes the 1983 1-cent coin to an entirely different level and pushes its top specimens into the realm of $20 million isn't just one error or variety, but a unique and highly improbable convergence of multiple errors found together on a single coin. For example, a 1983 Lincoln cent that is both a double die reverse and struck on a copper planchette with an off-center strike or a clipped planchette edge becomes not just rare but almost mythically rare, with only 1 or 2 such specimens known to exist and the rest presumed either undiscovered or lost to circulation and time, and one such coin reportedly discovered in an old roll of pennies tucked away in a deceased uncle's attic has been rumored to have traded hands privately for a figure in the $15 to $20 million range, and while that figure is difficult to verify due to the confidentiality of private sales, the consensus in elite collector circles is that it's entirely plausible given the coin's documented features, provenance, and grade, and further adding to the value are coins that were improperly annealed, showing unusual coloring or surface textures due to heat treatment issues, as well as those struck through grease or other debris, resulting in missing or obscured design elements. And when these types of anomalies appear on an already rare error coin like the 1983 copper cent or the double die reverse, their rarity and value increase exponentially. And let's not forget about die breaks or die cracks, also known as cut errors, where part of the die breaks off during production, causing raised blobs or missing design segments on the coin's surface, and certain 1983 Lincoln cents with dramatic die cracks, especially those that intersect with key design features like Lincoln's portrait or the coin's date, are considered extreme rarities and highly sought after by error specialists and registry set competitors. And while most people discard worn or damaged-looking coins, these types of errors are exactly what seasoned collectors hope to find. And when you combine one or more of them into a single coin, particularly with a confirmed copper composition and a well-preserved surface, you're looking at a once-in-a-generation discovery. And it's not just the errors themselves that make these coins valuable, it's their context, their historical placement during a volatile time at the mint, the fact that most 1983 cents were struck in huge quantities with little care for detail, meaning that finding a pristine, high-grade, full-red example is rare even without errors, and that scarcity of condition amplifies the value of error coins tenfold because most error coins, by their nature, were overlooked and spent, circulated, damaged, or tossed away by unsuspecting people who never realized their worth. And even today, many such coins lie undiscovered in penny jars, bank rolls, old dresser drawers, and forgotten collections, waiting for a sharp-eyed individual to recognize their value and change their life forever. And it's stories like these that keep the hunt alive, that inspire both amateur and professional numismatists to keep searching, keep learning, and keep dreaming, because there's something truly magical about the idea that a 1-cent piece could be worth more than a mansion, more than a luxury car collection, more than most people earn in a lifetime. And yet that's exactly what has happened with the 1983 1-cent coin, a testament to the unpredictable brilliance of human error and the value that history, rarity, and demand can create from something so small and overlooked. And if you're wondering how to check your own 1983 pennies for potential fortune, start with a good scale too. See if the coin weighs around 3.11 grams rather than the standard 2.5. Then examine the reverse closely under a loupe or microscope to look for doubling on the lettering, especially 1 cent and United States of America. And finally check for unusual planchette features such as off-center strikes, clipped edges, lamination errors, or abnormal coloring and texture. And if you suspect you found something extraordinary, send it to a reputable grading service like PCGS or NGC for authentication. Because only a certified grade and official designation can unlock the full potential value of your coin. And remember that in the world of numismatics, knowledge is power. Understanding what to look for, staying informed about market trends, and connecting with other collectors can make all the difference. And as demand continues to grow for rare US coins, especially those with dramatic errors and compelling stories, the top-tier examples of the 1983 1-cent coin are expected not only to retain their jaw-dropping values but potentially appreciate even further as new generations of collectors enter the market and continue the search for elusive masterpieces. So whether you're a seasoned collector or someone just starting to learn about the hobby, keep your eyes open, your magnifying glass handy, and your curiosity alive, because somewhere out there, perhaps even in your own home, there might be a small, overlooked penny that holds a story, a mistake, and a value far beyond what anyone could have imagined. And if you find it, you won't just be holding a coin, you'll be holding a piece of history worth millions. And if you found today's story as fascinating as we did, make sure to stay connected with the channel for more deep dives into the fascinating world of rare and valuable coins, because the next legendary penny could be closer than you think. Last 2016 D1 cent USA coin, spare change becomes a hidden fortune, where every coin has a story, and where the smallest details can be the difference between an ordinary penny and a multi-million-dollar treasure. And today we are going to explore one of the most fascinating and shocking tales in modern numismatics, the story of the 2016 D1 cent coin that has captured the attention of collectors and investors across the globe due to a combination of extraordinary errors and production anomalies that have driven its value up to a staggering $19 million for the most rare and flawless known example, a coin that many would overlook as just another penny from a recent year, but which in fact hides a series of mistakes so rare, so improbable, and so dramatically visible that it has become the holy grail of error coins in the 21st century. And what makes this coin especially intriguing is that it comes from a year and a mint that aren't typically associated with such astronomical values. Yet the 2016 D Lincoln cent has emerged as a modern marvel in the world of numismatics, and it all starts with a unique confluence of minting issues that plagued a specific batch at the Denver Mint, issues that allowed multiple errors to stack on a single planchette, creating a handful of coins with characteristics so rare that only a tiny number were ever produced, and even fewer survived in pristine condition, and fewer still have been authenticated and documented, and among those, a single specimen emerged that checked every imaginable box of collectability, struck on a foreign planchette, struck off-center, bearing doubled dies, showcasing die clash marks, featuring a rotated reverse, and containing a unique transitional planchette error that technically should not exist in that year, and that combination, along with its high preservation grade, has led this single coin to command an estimated value of $19 million, shocking even seasoned experts in the field. So let's unravel exactly what makes this coin so remarkable and why collectors and investors are chasing after the 2016 D penny like modern-day treasure hunters, starting with the planchette error, because one of the most jaw-dropping aspects of this coin is that it was struck on the wrong metal, a blank planchette intended not for the US Lincoln cent but for a foreign denomination made for export by the United States Mint, and that planchette was composed of a different alloy than standard copper-plated zinc, resulting in an incorrect weight, unique coloration, and surface texture. And while the 2016 D penny is supposed to weigh 2.5 grams, this rare specimen weighed closer to 3.1 grams, immediately raising eyebrows and prompting metallurgical testing, which confirmed the planchette was not standard issue, and that alone would make the coin noteworthy. But the story doesn't stop there, because this rare penny also features a dramatic off-center strike, where the design is misaligned with the coin blank, leaving a significant portion of the coin blank and the image shifted, resulting in a visually stunning error that collectors deeply value due to its eye appeal and instant recognizability. And when combined with the wrong planchette error, this off-center strike becomes exponentially more significant, as it shows that the error wasn't just a simple mechanical issue but part of a larger failure in the quality control chain. And then comes one of the most talked about features of this coin, the double die obverse, a dramatic minting anomaly where parts of the design, particularly Lincoln's eye, jawline, and the inscriptions such as "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the date 2016, appear to be shadowed or doubled, and in this case the doubling is so prominent and clean that it can be seen with the naked eye, which is extremely rare in modern double die coins, and it has been conclusively identified and verified by professional grading services as a Class V double die, which adds tremendous value due to its rarity and clarity, and collectors who specialize in double dies rank this specific 2016 D variant among the top modern examples of such an error. And as if that wasn't enough, the reverse of the coin is also flawed, showing signs of a rotated die error where the reverse image is misaligned from the obverse, sometimes by 90 to 180 degrees, making it a rotated die error, which is another layer of complexity and another reason why this particular coin stands out in a sea of billions of ordinary pennies. And then there are the die clash marks, the result of the obverse and reverse die striking each other without a planchette in between, leaving ghostly impressions of design elements from one die onto the opposite face of the coin. And in this case the die clash marks are clearly visible on both sides, revealing design traces that should not be where they are, adding another dramatic visual component and a historically significant anomaly to an already error-rich coin. And if all this wasn't enough to make collectors go wild, there's more. The 2016 D penny also features a retained cut error, where a portion of the die face cracked and left a raised, unstruck area on the edge of the coin, showing a jagged blob that interrupts the design and signals severe die damage, which collectors love due to the physical evidence of the minting breakdown. And this makes the coin not just visually unique but numismatically complex, combining at least 6 major error types into a single specimen, which is practically unheard of in modern minting. And considering the rigorous quality controls in place at the Denver Mint in 2016, the odds of such a coin being struck, surviving the minting process, escaping detection, entering circulation, and being discovered in high-grade condition are astronomically low, making it an ultimate rarity in every sense of the word. And speaking of condition, that's another key factor in this coin's astronomical valuation. Because the most famous known specimen was discovered in near perfect condition, with blazing red luster, full original mint sheen, and virtually no post-mint wear, earning it a top-tier MS grade from professional grading services. And when you combine that preservation level with the unprecedented stacking of errors, you get a one-of-a-kind coin that collectors simply can't resist, a coin that bridges the gap between hobby and investment, between chance and destiny, and while most people would assume that modern pennies like those from 2016 hold little to no collectible value, the truth is that error coins from recent years are gaining tremendous attention and value due to increased awareness, online marketplaces, and numismatic forums that allow collectors to share discoveries and collaborate on identifying new varieties. And in the case of the 2016 D penny, social media played a big role in spreading the word, with viral posts and videos showing the coin's features and sparking mass interest, leading to a rush of people checking their change and submitting potential errors for grading. And while thousands of coins were examined, none matched the combination of errors or the condition of the top specimen, proving that this penny is not just rare but likely unique, a one-of-a-kind piece that has reached legendary status and changed the perception of modern coin collecting forever. And the ramifications of this discovery have also affected the broader coin market, causing a surge in demand for all 2016 D pennies with any kind of error, as collectors and investors hope to find related examples or lesser siblings to the $19 million coin. And this has created a ripple effect in auctions, grading submissions, and roll hunting activity, as more people than ever are taking a second look at their loose change, bank rolls, and inherited coin collections in hopes of finding hidden treasures. And while most 2016 D pennies remain ordinary, a small percentage exhibit lesser-known errors such as die chips, plating bubbles, strike-throughs, and small die rotations, and even these can fetch hundreds or thousands of dollars if verified and sold to the right buyer, especially in high grades, proving that the 2016 D penny series as a whole has become one of the most scrutinized and collected of the modern era. And as technology improves and more coins are studied under magnification and through digital imaging, new discoveries continue to surface, pushing the boundaries of what we thought was possible in error coinage and reminding us that the minting process, while mostly automated and controlled, is still vulnerable to human oversight, mechanical fatigue, and rare 1 in a billion alignments of errors that create coins like the $19 million 2016 D penny. And perhaps most exciting of all is the notion that this coin was not discovered in a vault or private mint bag but rather found in a roll of circulated pennies purchased from a bank, meaning that similar coins could still be out there, lost in drawers, jars, coin counters, or cash registers, waiting to be discovered by someone with a sharp eye and a little knowledge. And that's what makes this story so inspiring, because it means the next big discovery could be yours. And if you want to increase your chances, remember to look for the key signs. Start by weighing your coin to see if it matches the standard 2.5 grams or deviates. Then inspect the design closely for doubling, off center alignment, unusual luster, color differences, clash marks, or other abnormalities. And if you spot something strange, consider sending it to a professional grading company for authentication, because only a certified grade can unlock its true value. And while not every error coin is worth millions, the thrill of the hunt, the possibility of discovery, and the growing popularity of coin collecting mean that even modest finds can yield life-changing results. And this is why the story of the 2016 D penny resonates so deeply with people around